Hi, I'm Don, and this is the Hobbyist Geek. Welcome back, y'all. We are here to finish off our new model IDW Tarn build. This is part 3. Last time around, we built these excellent arms and this massive cannon. Things are looking well so far, and I can't wait to see what the final product looks like. So why don't we get some pieces out and get on with the build. And here he is, fully assembled, looking glorious. And I gotta tell y'all, this one, absolutely one of those models where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. This guy looks incredible. I'm gonna warn you in advance, that cannon may end up falling. That's one of my gripes about this piece, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. But I just want to warn you in advance, it may end up falling. As you can see, all of the pieces assembled make this rather imposing figure. And things that I was not particularly impressed with, like the tank treads on the individual pieces, really look at home on the completed piece. I gotta tell you, I'm actually pretty happy to have this guy in my collection at this point. He definitely looks good. Now, as I mentioned, one of my big gripes is that cannon. It's not actually affixed to anything. It's kind of balanced on the ground with a little tab that goes into the hand very loosely. There's no magnets, there's no hooks, there's nothing keeping it in place, and as a result, the slightest little twitch, shake the table, whatever the case might be, and it comes crashing to the ground. It's really bad design. I'm seriously considering actually super gluing the piece in place because when you remove it, well, he doesn't look right. I mean, it looks like his hand's just grasping thin air, and he's got this big gap, as I covered in part 2 of this build. Another weird item is this little cannon here on his back is coming off at an angle. That is not an issue with the build, it's actually by design. I don't know why. This one comes straight up and down. This one does not. Now, I can guess why this one's going straight up and down, okay? Because of the angle of the arm. If it was coming off at an angle, these treads would probably have impacted it and prevented it from closing properly. So that's why that one's going straight up. But why not just make them both go straight up? I don't understand why one's at an angle and one is not. A little odd there, but you know, I can live with it. The backpack itself is actually quite nice, a little nondescript, some nice venting. In fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and bring him in and I'll show you the pieces that we did today. First things first though, let's get this cannon out of the way, and you can see how easily that came out and what he looks like without it. Honestly, it looks a little odd to me. Let me get him off the turntable here. All right, now, these arms are attached magnetically, so you can pull them out just like that, which I will do for this portion of the review because we covered the arms last time around. Over here, you've got this beautiful crest, okay? You've got these nice little, I don't know, headlights or something coming out, along with these silver bits, and the whole crest itself is this nice, thick, 3D angled, sharp, imposing object. I mean, this chest piece is just awesome. I love the way the waist comes down and then flares out at the hips. Almost an organic look to that. Excuse me. We've got kind of like a half belt here on either side, which really kind of flare out the hips a little more. And in my opinion, just make him look awesome. Coming in on the head, you can see we've got these beautiful red eyes, this great battle mask, and the mask itself is magnetically attached and can come off, and you get the full face, which is really cool. Getting the mask back on is fairly easy. Boom, done. Now this is probably how I'll display him. How you display yours is totally your choice, of course.
Inside the shoulder here, we've got all of this painted detail, none of which can be seen once the arms are attached. So not a lot you can do there. You do have these cylinders on the side of the head, and the head itself actually was quite easy to assemble. I was surprised at just how easily this thing went together. On the backpack, really the hardest part, I don't know if I can get this in there, were these gold fins. They basically slot here and then come all the way through to here, but you've closed up this area by the time you get to it. So everything has to be aligned just right, and it is an absolute pain to get those in there. But we managed to get them done. We've got these nice gold perforated bits here, little holes. Even all the way underneath, you can see there's that mesh, that gold mesh down in there, along with the gold and red highlights down here. The butt plate, which we assembled as part of the torso, has this wonderful little mesh down here. Other than that, not a whole lot to it. I mean, this silver bit here is just kind of painted on. And, you know, coming on up, we've got the little purple highlights, we've got the purple cannons, and this grill here at the top. The Moo model logo is on the back of the head. But all in all, I gotta say, this piece did not impress me until we completed the assembly. And at this point, frankly, it's awesome. I think it looks wonderful. Getting the arms back in can sometimes be a pain because these magnets are really tight and you gotta angle it. And as I mentioned in part 2, the tread pieces are a little unstable and a little fragile, so you got to be careful when you're doing this. Man, as you can see, it can be a pain, but they do slide in reasonably well once you got it all lined up. The arms themselves, even though they are magnetically attached, really only go one way. A lot of this is because the crest covers over the treads, and the treads are ovoid. So you can only do this or the opposite direction, and if you do the opposite direction, obviously the arms aren't going to look very good. As we covered in part 2, these are accessories that can come off so you can display him without them if you so choose. I don't like loose pieces, so I'm just going to leave them on. But you display yours however you wish. Anyway, that is Tarn, IDW Tarn, and he is a far more impressive figure than I had anticipated he would be. Let me bring a few pieces out for some size comparisons. Alright, for some Metal Earth comparisons, here he is next to the Premium Series Iron Man and the Imperial Stormtrooper. As you can see, the Stormtrooper is about the same height, nowhere near as bulky, and Iron Man is significantly shorter. And for some G1 comparisons, here he is next to the Moo model versions of G1 Jazz and Wheeljack. And they're all right about the same height. Now Jazz and Wheeljack are the mid-size pieces, so obviously Optimus, Megatron, Starscream, Shockwave, all of those are much, much larger. But this is a good little size comparison to his G1 counterparts. And last but not least, here he is next to the Moo model IDW Drift. As you can see, Tarn does stand quite a bit taller than the IDW Drift, which would indicate to me, at least, that there is a sense of scale amongst the IDW pieces. We'll see more, of course, as we get more pieces done in this collection, but this is really looking good. This is pretty impressive. I'm enjoying this series so far. There's really not many here. There's only 3 more to go, but we'll just keep plugging away until we get them all done. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.